Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you. Welcome to Florida Christian Writers Conference 2026. This is the official first video, although I was just thinking earlier we may have had another first video, but I don't think so. So
It's our
if
second
we
first.
have had another video, this is the official second video. So anyway, I'm Eva Marie Everson. I am the director of Florida Christian Writers Conference, and my favorite sidekick is here.
I'm Taryn Souders, and I am the co-director of the Florida Christian Writers Conference.
And there's Taryn with her space heater and her cup of coffee. So, yeah, so let's talk about this, Taryn. We live in Central Florida, and basically, Central Florida does not know what hit it.
That's
What is
right.
this?
We're all in a panic. We're in a tizzy.
Yeah, so we went down to 27 degrees over the weekend with a wind chill because I was checking at 3 o'clock in the morning, a wind
Yes.
chill of 12. Yeah, it was super windy, I will
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
I was
quite
watching the
brutal.
moss in the oak trees just doing this number. Yeah. So very, very cold. So we have pulled out our sweats, our sweaters, our space heaters. I do not like what I call artificial heat. It gives me a headache. Yeah, because I'm not used to it anymore. You know, I mean, I grew up
Yeah.
in Georgia. We turned the heater on, but then I moved to Florida, and I have to say, we've been here 30 plus years. This is the first time I don't ever remember anything quite like this. I don't ever remember it getting
No.
cold, ever. No.
No, they're saying like this is the second coldest it's been since like 1894 or something
Right?
like that.
Yeah.
Like it's been we've been normally our average, they said in February, our average temperature is 70 degrees. So
Right.
it's a
Yeah.
little chilly.
Yeah, yeah. So we're sitting at about 35 right now. So it's
Yeah.
crazy. But I finally broke down, turned the heat on in the house, but I turned it down to like 63. So it cuts the wind chill, but it's not giving me a headache. And so what about you? What do you set your heat on?
Okay, so probably 68. So definitely
The
warmer than you.
typical.
And then I
Yeah.
have my fuzzy socks on and I
Oh
have
yeah.
my space heater.
Oh yeah. 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 So we
And there
turned
is a
on the
fire going downstairs.
Oh wow. Yeah, we didn't light a fire in the fireplace. I've never quite understood why Floridian homes have fireplaces, but we do.
Because it gets
It
cold.
does occasionally. Yeah, yeah, not like this. But anyway, so we're not here to talk about the weather, although that would be a lot of fun to talk about. Because I know the rest of the world is like under a blanket of white. At least, well, we kind of missed the white fluffy stuff, didn't we?
It snowed. Okay, hold on. West True News said that there were flurries in Mount Dora. I did
What?
not witness these flurries, but they were there apparently.
Yeah, okay. The flurries were not witnessed by Taryn. They did not happen. So
That's
there you
right.
go.
That's right. I don't
So
think it actually.
that's right.
No.
But come October, when the weather is lovely again, and we do have great weather in the month of October here in Florida. Sometimes it gets a little chilly at night, but for the most part, we hit what around 70 degrees. I think it's your typical temp. So we are going to have Florida Christian Writers Conference 2026. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think this is our 39th year.
We're inching up there. I would have to do the math, and I haven't done that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's right. I think it's the 39th year, but don't quote me. All right. So we have a couple of things we do want to talk to you about. We're going to keep this really brief today. The first thing that I want to talk about is our keynote speaker. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I invited Alan Arnold to come and speak years ago, and then COVID happened, and so we had to cancel. And then our schedules just would not mesh after that. Alan is with uh, what's it called? Wild Hearts. This is
Yes.
the men's ministry.
Mhm.
Yeah, and but when I came into this industry, Alan Arnold was like an icon. He was a publisher, and he was considered to be one of the most godly men on the planet. Still is, no doubt. Taryn and I met with him in a Zoom call
Mhm.
not too long ago. And one of the things that super impressed me, and I know it did you too, Taryn, was that he asked if he could set a time to pray with our staff, like before the conference. which I was really impressed by.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely seems to be a man after God's own heart, and just
absolutely.
really, I'm very excited to hear him speak.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
And he's
Um,
he's giving us so much of his time.
he is. I mean, that was the other thing. When we finally got our schedules to mesh, he said, I'm not just there to keynote, work me. So listen up, guys. Alan Arnold, who is just an icon in this industry, you will learn so much from him. He is going to be our keynote speaker. He is going to lead our nonfiction continuing track. He is going to teach classes. He is going to mentor. I mean, the man is like unstoppable. I don't know what vitamins he takes, but I need to find out. I'm trying to actually get to I had the website all pulled up, and now, of course, I can't find it. I don't know what the issue. Now I found it. So I went to his website. I'm gonna encourage you to do the same. It's withallen.com. And Allen is spelled Allen, withallen.com. That comes from the fact he wrote a book a few years back that just was a just runaway bestseller called The Story of With. I actually have a copy here. We're going to be giving that copy away at the conference. Very excited about that. It's an unread copy. It's not. It's not. I read it. I'm giving it away. No, it's an unread copy that we have as a special treat. Haven't quite decided yet how we're going to do that. But his website says this: I'm Alan, an author, speaker, and innovative coach who helps writers, creatives, and visionaries escape the merry-go-round of working for God by embracing the wonder of doing life and community with God. Feel free to pause, browse, or sign up to join in one of our creative gatherings. Welcome to the journey. That's at his website. I'm going to encourage all of you to go to withallen.com and just see how absolutely blessed we are to have him as our keynote speaker. We also have a few very special things that are going to be happening on Wednesday. Let's talk about the first one. Taryn, why don't you just throw one of them out there?
So, along with having the nonfiction intensive, we are also going to have a 3-hour boot camp. It's called the Market Minded Writer. It is a 3-hour boot camp that's taught by Bethany Jett, and it's taking your idea, like it's called From Idea to Industry Ready. And it's, understanding your genre, your book, and how it fits into the marketplace. And Bethany is a marketing guru. She is also a literary agent, but she's going to be teaching this on Wednesday. It is 3 hours long from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Okay, so is there an extra charge for that?
There is an extra charge for this. This is only $60. And she's going to cover stuff like market trends, what makes for a good comp title. You've heard of, you need to have comparables.
Mhm.
You can't just pick any title out there. There's certain parameters you have to have in place. And she talks about, what are those and what makes for a good one? How do you get an agent's attention? She's going to talk about query letters and proposals, and then understanding how agents and editors and publishers all really take a look at and evaluate your submissions. So there is a lot of this is a treasure trove of information.
Really
If you
is.
are
Yeah.
entering this market or this kind of profession, and you need to just gather in and glean this info.
Well, and if you were to just simply hire somebody of Bethany's caliber, you would pay a whole lot more than
Yes.
$60. And you are going to get a lot of good attention here. And I would imagine that when you're in a small group like that, there's a lot of brainstorming that goes on as well.
Yeah.
So, and I know Bethany she's so good at that. Here's something that always, it kind of frustrates me, but I know it's a reality. And that is that the marketing within the industry changes constantly because of social media and how it works and algorithms and how they work. I talk to other writers, it's like right now, BookBub is the big thing. And then, 3 months later, BookBub's not working anymore. And then, so try
Yeah.
Facebook ads. Facebook ads, they're the hottest thing ever. They're not working anymore. Okay, so now we're
Let's
going to
book
go over
talk.
to,
And yep.
Amazon ads, and then we're back at BookBub again. So it's learning how to read those marketing trends, what works, what doesn't work, etc. So you mentioned the nonfiction intensive. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
That is all day from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Of course, we do have a break for lunch. At lunch, we will have a keynote speaker. Haven't quite decided who that is yet, but we will have one. And that is held in the private dining room for those who are in the nonfiction intensive. Now,
Right.
if you want to sign up for the nonfiction intensive and you live far away, and you're like, I cannot possibly get there by 10 o'clock in the morning or even 9 o'clock in the morning to register. We want you to come in on Tuesday evening. We don't open up until 6 o'clock, but you can fly in at any point. You can go. Taryn just mentioned Mount Dora. Mount Dora is a little bedroom community that's not too far from the conference center. It is absolutely lovely. It has lots of great restaurants and shopping and just it's just beautiful there. So that's a lot of fun to do. But we invite you to come in a night early, so you've got that option. But we have 1 hour classes starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, going until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Some of our speakers are Alan Arnold will be there. Who else do we have, Taryn? Guess who can't remember who we have?
Hoping you weren't gonna ask me that.
Oh, okay. Well, don't
The
panic because
intensive, I
oh look,
legit don't remember.
I know. We have just been so both of us with books coming out and all of that. I've got it right here somewhere. Don't know where.
Okay, let's
Okay.
see.
Don't panic.
I'm not trying.
Oh,
Oh. Catherine,
I found my folder.
I found it.
Okay.
Catherine Hutchinson Hayes is going to be there.
Yay.
Julie Lavender,
Uh-huh.
Lori Hatcher,
Mm-hmm.
Ava Pennington, and then the one and only Bob Hotstetler. And they will all
Bob.
be teaching workshops during the nonfiction intensive. They all have their specialties and their where they really know that subject area and they are willing to share their wisdom and teach on those subjects. And we'll have all of that up eventually.
Okay, yes, we are definitely working hard on that. And so with the nonfiction intensive, then we also have another boot camp. This one is a fiction boot camp, and it is with Angela Hunt. So last year, Angie was our keynote speaker during one of the, I don't know what was going on in there, but she was sitting up against the wall, and I walked over to sit down next to her. And she said, I would love to offer an all-day deep dive fiction boot camp. Now, if you don't know who Angie Hunt is, well, crawl out from under that rock because she's a big deal. She is a Christie Award winner, New York Times bestseller, USA Today. I mean, I think the list goes on and on and
She was our
on.
keynoter last year.
Yes, she was our keynoter and she was so
She was
wonderful. Everybody just loved her. Well, she is the fiction guru. In fact, a couple of years ago, I went to a fiction writers retreat, and it was all of us were highly published in the fiction world. I'm talking like big names. Colleen was there. Angie was there. Jerry Jenkins was there. Kimberly Woodhouse. Yeah, I was there. But all of us we needed that refresh. We just needed to get away and talk. And Angie led these workshops at night that were so incredible, just incredible. I was so jazzed to come back and finish my project, which I did. So, just for that. So this is what it says at our website from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Writers with at least a first draft will appreciate this deep dive boot camp. Angela Hunt will question, poke, and prod you to consider your manuscript from all angles. Will your story idea resonate with readers? Is your plot working? Are your characters truly memorable? Does your dialogue sing? Are your conflicts realistic? And are the stakes high enough? Does your first line invite the reader into the story or simply sit on the page? Come with your manuscript and your laptop or even a typewriter, if that's what you use. I want to see that. I really want to see that. Okay. You will think and write, and Angela promises to answer all of your questions to the best of her ability. You will leave with new material and a much improved novel in progress. There is a limit of 35 participants, and I'm here to tell you right now that we have already got lots of people signing up. So
Yeah.
if this is something that you want to do, jump now. If you want to attend the Deep Dive Fiction Bootcamp only, and now the full conference, you could go to the commuter rates and choose the daily rate, and the discounted 125 for the full conference add-on only. So this is the discounted 125 is a full comp. We're letting you know it's a
Yeah.
full conference add-on only. You cannot deduct the 125 at this point. Well, at any point, actually. So the price for this is $125. It is going to be so worth it to all of our fiction writers. Cannot wait. Now we have another boot camp going on. Why
Yes,
don't
we
we
do.
talk about that?
This is a repeat of last year's because last year's was so popular and she oversold out. This is the Children's Picture Book Boot Camp, and that's led by Michelle Medlock Adams. Who else would lead this boot camp but her? And this is limited as well to 12 people. We limited it last year to 10, and I think she ended up having 13 or something.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, this is popular. We need to do it again. So we are offering it again. This is another all day. It starts actually, this one starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and goes until 6 p.m. at night. It is a long, there are breaks. There's
Yeah.
lunch. Don't panic. But she tells you to bring a completed picture book manuscript with you, and she will make sure you leave this intensive with a much improved version that's sure to wow editors. And if you know anything about the children's picture book market, it is highly, highly competitive. And so you really need to go in with the best that you can go in with. And
That's
Michelle
absolutely
knows her
right.
stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So again, the price for this one, if you're attending FCWC and you want to do this as an add-on, it's $125. If you cannot attend FCWC, but you really want to attend this class, then you're going to come as a commuter for the daily rate. So that's what you're going to do. That's how you sign up for those.
That's how you do it. Now,
There's only one left,
yes.
and that is the book proposal studio.
Yes.
And that is, again, that you can only do as a conference add-on. You can't come and just attend that because that actually lasts for the entire week. But do you want to talk about book proposal at all?
Well, I tell you, it's one of the most important things you have to learn. If you are new to all of this and you're like, I'm not even sure what goes in a book proposal, most every writer I know says, I would rather write the entire book than write the book proposal. It is just,
Amen.
it's just like pulling a tooth. I don't know what it is. It's just not an easy thing to do. However, Edie Melson has come in. She will teach you all that you need to know about writing a book proposal. And when you leave, you should pretty much have your book proposal ready for to sit down with editors and agents, etc. All of those people that we are going to be there with, you will be more prepared to sit down with them, to talk to an editor, to talk to an agent, etc., a prospective editor or agent, I should say. We have changed something this year, and when you said that, it reminded me. We have changed something this year. Usually, our continuing classes begin on Thursday. They're Thursday afternoon for 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. I can't remember. And then on Friday morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning for 2 hours. This year we're dropping the Sunday morning. We had so many people come up to us last year and say, have you thought about just dropping Sunday mornings classes as a continuing class? Because so many people have to leave. Their flight is leaving early, or they have a long drive or whatever, and possibly just offering some extra classes during that time, and not necessarily the continuing class, so they don't feel like they miss anything. So we are not going to be doing the continuing classes on Sunday morning. However, we will have some workshops, and we will still have communion, which I think is very, very special for our conferees. And I think Alan's going to help us with our communion, so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It
Okay.
should be a blast.
It should be. It will be.
It will be.
We'll be there. All right. That's it for now. Enough about us. enough about FCWC 2026. Until next time, see you then.